Hello everyone, my name is Lawrence and thank you so much for watching my channel. A channel talks about investing in the stock market and also talks about financial independence. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing such that you don't miss other videos like this. In this period, one of the sectors that is badly hurt is real estate. So what does this mean to us investors or the people who invest in stock market? This one presents a great opportunity to look for companies in real estate that are on sale or undervalued. And to this extent, actually, I've been following one of the good companies that I've seen, and I believe this is the time to buy this company. Actually, personally, I've been buying it, but this time I'm increasing my stake because it is on sale. So this company is called Centum Investment Company, which is based in Kenya. So this is the company that I'm going to be talking about. Mainly, I've divided in three sections. One, I'm going to be talking about the overview of the company and also going through its financials. Second, the concerns that you should be aware if you're willing to invest in it. Third thing is I'm going to be talking about why I'm interested in the company and why I'm buying it. So let us start. Before we start, let me first make a disclaimer that this video is not a recommendation. It is just giving my opinion and my views. So before you make any investment decision, please go ahead and do your own thorough research so that you're convinced that whatever decision you're making is the right decision. So let's go direct into its overview and also financials. So let's go directly to the overview of the company. Actually, Centum is just an East African investment company that is based in Kenya, and actually it's cross-listed on Nairobi Securities Exchange and also on Ugandan Stock Exchange. So if you're from Uganda, you can invest in the company from Uganda. Also, if you're from Kenya, you can invest it from Nairobi Securities Exchange. Actually, mainly, let's talk about what business the company is involved in. So it's involved in mainly in real estate, actually, which presents it mostly 55%. That's the biggest holding of the company. Private equity, which is the second largest holding. Agribusiness, it owns like green bread company. For the real estate, actually, it has Two Rivers Mall, which is in Kenya. It also has banking sector, which is in the financial section. It has, for the banking, it owns the CDN Bank, and another financial business that it also has the Nabo Capital, which is actually involved in securities. Also power generation, and also beverage distribution. Actually, beverage distribution, mainly it sold its holding last year. So those are the businesses that it is actually owning. And as its CEO, he's called James Moria. Another thing to look at in the overview is we have to look at the owners. I mean the shareholding, because shareholding is also very important if you're checking the company, because you need to know who owns it and also who are the people owning the company. So let's go to ownership. So one of the owners, it's Chris Kilubi, who owns 28%. Actually, he owns more than 31% because also he owns the International House Limited, which has 1.5. So he owns 31%. Another largest shareholder is Industrial and Commercial Development Corporation. This is the investment arm of Kenyan government. Another big point to note here is actually, if you check, there is also James Moria, who is the CEO. He owns 0.85, which is almost 1%, which is actually a good sign if you're going to invest in a company and you find the CEO is owning a company. This is a plus. So basically that's the overview. Let's go directly to its financials. For the financials, we're going just to talk about the overview, and also we shall touch on the last year's financial results, which will give us a good picture. So if we go to the overview, let's go to overview and see. Currently, as you can see, the Centum is currently trading at 21 Kenyan shillings per share. But let's go to these small ratios. Its EPS, you can see it's earning per share 6.6. The dividend yield, last year it gave 1.2, which is 5.7, comparing with the current price. The shareholding, you can see it's 665 million shares, which is good. And also the price to earnings ratio, it's 3.1, which is actually great PE ratio. So that's the overview. If we go to, let's go to maybe the financials, some financials a bit, so that maybe you can see what's balance sheet, which is one of the things that you should actually look for if you're going to invest in any company. So if we check the if we check the financials, you select the annual ones so that you check from 2016. So if you can see total current assets, it has cash, current cash and short-term equivalents. Also receivable, which is about 12 billion, which is good compared to the equity of 51 billion, actually 40 billion, which is of 2019. But 2020, it's showing it has equity of 50 billion. So let's go to what kind of assets they have. If you see property and equipment, which is around 11 billion property, because actually the real estate company main rate its investments always in property and land. That's why actually it's it has a bigger percentage in property and equipment. Okay, let's go to other. So long-term investments, you can see this is the real estate part and also the housing. So you can check. Another thing is to note about the total current liabilities. They are not worrying because they can be able to pay their current liabilities with the 12 billion cash they have. This is good because actually if the company doesn't have current liabilities, this is a good sign. So if we go to the total liabilities, this is long term. It's as of 2019, it had 61 billion debt to the assets of 100 billion. So the balance is 40, which is the equity. Not good, but as we shall check the report for 2020, it reduced the debt, which is a great sign. So the shares already so there's nothing interesting much apart from the debt and the debt 61 billion and also the long-term investments of 59 billion. So basically that's what is. If you know how to read the charts, you also check the financials, I mean the financial statement. So let's go to the ones of 2020, the report of 2020. which is actually interesting. You can see investment income, it increased from 9.5 billion to 14 billion. So this is great because it has already available disposable income. If there is an opportunity, for example, during this period, which is great for investors, I'm sure they will be buying some companies during this period because they have a lot of money, 14 billion. Another thing to maybe to check on the balance sheet is about the net profit. It increased from 4 billion to 4.6. This was because they sold the beverage company last year. So you can see the comprehensive income increased from 2.9 to 5.4 billion, which is good. This is for the company. Okay. If we go to the financial position, actually this is also it shows the assets that it is having. Now the total equity, as I said in the report, it increased to 52 billion, which is good. Another thing to note about this is the net asset value. It decreased from 79 per share to 71. Actually, it's because they sold, they gave, there is one of it is where there is one provision for impairment, yes, that they, because of the power project that did not go on well, they had to impair. That's the reason why it decreased from 79 to 71. It was because of this impairment for 3.5 billion. So that's why it reduced, but still the net asset value is still great of 71 compared to the current price of 21 Kenyan shillings per share. So basically that is it. Another thing that is interesting on this is here. So these are the asset class of the company that has marketable securities and cash of 8.9 billion, which constitute of 13% of the whole company. Private equity, which is 13%. So if you combine only two segments of the company, market securities and private equity, you will be able to get even your income even before the real estate development, which constitute the biggest percentage. So that's why I'm saying this company is a discount. By only market securities and private equity, you're able to get your income back, because you can see this one, it gets 26 Kenyan shillings per share. So even if you remove the real estate department, you'll still be profitable. So that's why I am longing for this company. So basically that's it about the financials and the overview. So let's go to the second segment and third segment. Hope you got something from its financials and overviews. So as I said, let's go to the segment number 2. The segment number 2 that I said was the concerns if you're a prospective investor or you're willing to buy this company. Number one concern, as I said, it has a debt. Almost half of it is a debt, but as if you check its financials, you can see that the financial positions has been improving because they have been paying their debts actually for the past 2 years. So their financial position has been improving for the last 2 years because it has been paying its debts. But still the debt portfolio is still big, as it constitutes of almost 50% of its equity. So that is one concern. Number two concern, as I said before, that the real estate is down, so it may take longer to recover. It may even take 2 to 3 years or 5 years to recover. So if you're going to invest in stock market or in this company, you should be willing to be a long-term investor. Of course, like the past videos that I made, I suspected them they would take longer, but it took very few weeks to recover. So even this one may take a few months or few weeks to recover, but if you're going to invest in a company, you should be willing to give it at least 1 year or 2 years for it to recover. So those are the two concerns that I can see. If you're going to invest in this company, you should be noting. So that is what second. So let's go to the final phase of our video, which is reasons why I'm buying this company. So number one is, as I said, it is at bargain. If you look at its net asset value, which is not actually the main thing, but for the real estate companies, they are measured by net asset value. It's at 71 Kenyan shillings per share. But if you check the current price per share, it's at 21. That one presents a great upside of over 200%. So which is a great thing. Of course, you should look for other parameters while you're measuring or you're analyzing a stock, but that one also is great. Actually, even if you remove the real estate segment, you only remain with the marketable securities and the private equity. Only two sectors or departments of the company make the 21 Kenyan shillings per share, which is even insane, because you're almost buying a company, I don't know, less than what it is worth. So that is a great point. Second point why I'm buying it, it's, if you look at its debt, as I said, its debt has been greatly reducing. So this is a great point, or a great indicator that the company is going in a positive side. Another third point is the management. They say actually the management is as good as its company. So if the company is poorly managed or it has poor managers, it is obvious that it will go down. So if you check the management is young and vibrant under Dr. Moria, who is great. Actually, you also need to follow his story. His story is inspiring. He came as an intern in the company and became the CEO. He's great. I believe actually is the new Warren Buffett of East Africa or Africa, because I believe this company has a great future. Third point that I want to make is also about the management. Is one of the good indicators, if you want to look at the company, is who are the shareholders. As I said, James Moria owns almost 1% of the company, and the bigger shareholder, who is he also actually he also almost trusts this gentleman. So James Moria almost manages 34% and he makes most of the decisions. So this is a plus if you're going to invest in stock market, to check who are the owners of stock market. And James Moria owns 1%, which means he believes in he believes in the company. So that is 4. The fifth point is it has good cash to invest. If you check, or if you're following the company, last year they sold their beverage stake they had. They got almost 12 billion, which they still hold up to now. And this is a great time, because as if you checked their briefing before, they said they are looking at the companies that are stressed, which they can invest in during this period, because most of the companies now are at sale. So you should look for this company. If your actually goals fit into your investment plans, you should look for it and purchase, because it's one of the promising companies. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing so that you don't miss other videos like this. Have a good day. Bye bye.